Hi there. No, this is not a clickbait video. I actually managed to make 160% in just 3.5 months. Let me show you how I did it and basically prove to you that it is actually possible and that the only limitation is the one you put on yourself and your own beliefs. So let me quickly go over that. I hear you asking how. How did you do it? You must be over risking. You must be risking 10% per trade. What are you doing, man? No, I'm not. I risk 0.5% per trade and I do not overtrade. I usually only take around 3 trades per day, sometimes less, but never more. I created a new brokerage account on Fusion Markets in April. This decision was based on IC Markets basically closing their doors for business customers in Belgium, where I live, so I had to look for another regulated broker that I could safely trade with my business. Because unlike all the gurus telling you, if you trade professionally, you need to have a business. You cannot just avoid Uncle Sam right there. So in April, I managed to make 42.77%. And yes, this is insanely high. And no, I did not over-risk because let us actually take a look right here at the total drawdown. I had a total drawdown of 2.7%. So now you must be thinking, you're hedging, you're doing some kind of shady strategy. No, I'm not. I risk 0.5% per trade. I only take a few trades per day. Some days I don't take any trades. So you're probably thinking, you must be pretty lucky with that month right there. In May, I managed to make 26.75% with a little bit of a higher drawdown. So I'd say May was a bit more difficult. 3.14% drawdown there, which is still really low. And then in June, which is basically the last complete month that I traded, I managed to book 22.3% with a total drawdown of 1.7%. Is this lucky? You tell me. Let's actually go a little bit further because if you add all of this up, you do not get to the 160% yet, right? So this is July. We are currently July the 15th. And as we speak, I am now sitting at 160.37%. And currently in July, I am up 18.14%, all while risking 0.5% per trade. So is it lucky when month after month after month I'm in the green? I have very limited drawdown and I have hundreds of trades to basically back my story? You tell me. All right, so now you're probably wondering, this is all performance from Fusion Markets dashboard. That's all good and well. You trade a live account, very cool, but can you actually trade funded accounts and get payouts? Well, yes, of course. Of course, I do trade funded accounts and of course I do take their payouts. Do I do it to protect my own capital and to be able to trade with someone else's capital? No, I don't. I use them because I mainly see them as a fun endeavor and also an endeavor on the side. If I hit my performance targets on the live account, I still have the funded accounts and I basically manage it like I would manage our capital. But by no means do I trade the way that the online gurus are basically showing that they're trading on the funded accounts. No, I rarely risk more than 0.25% on my funded accounts and still I manage to make pretty consistent gains. Do I make 20% per month on the funded accounts? No. If you consistently make 20% per trade on a funded account, which is basically like a casino, they're going to push you away from the table one way or another. So I'm very happy if I make anywhere from 2 to 4% every 2 weeks and then see what I can do the next 2 weeks, because the payout iterations on FTMO, for example, is 2 weeks. These certificates are from May. I have some from June and then also one that is going to be processing tomorrow. So I try to stay consistent around the dates with the payouts, but sometimes there are delays at the reviews and stuff like that. But yes, I'm funded and yes, it is a pretty nice endeavor, especially to build capital, because after you basically gain more capital, it, in my opinion, is going to be more lucrative to focus on growing that instead of growing your funded capital. So now you're probably wondering, okay, who is this guy? Why did I not hear about this guy? Who are you? I am 26. I was raised in an average family with an average upbringing, I believe. No real wealth, not really poor, just a Western Europe family. Food on the plate every day, warm bed every night. Cannot complain about that. Super basic education, have a background in IT, and currently I've been trading for 8 years, which is a very long time. Basically, ever since I turned 17 or 18, that's why I am saying around 8 years, I was very into trading and started to take it a little bit more serious throughout the years after noticing its full potential. And then, of course, really went into depth and then got to the level where I am at right now. So now probably the even bigger question, how do I actually trade? Well, Let me quickly show you an example of the type of trades I take. Not your usual 1-to-1 R trades, 1-to-2 R trades, no. I usually aim for bigger R trades because it allows me for a bigger mistake margin, and I also do not need to take as many trades. Because let's face it, if I was taking 1-to-1 R trades, it would be very difficult for me to come up with like 160% in 3.5 months, right? So of course I need to take bigger R trades. It's not a need, but if I'm able to, if I refine my strategy to a way where I can do this, where I can basically get almost perfect entries and to my liking perfect exits, then why not? And that is exactly what I do. And of course, like the members in my community and the free Discord will know, I always provide proof for my trades. If I lose, you will, for example, see it. And if I win, you will see it as well. So you must be thinking, yeah, this is probably a coincidence, that one trade that you put on the screen right here. Well, I'm able to read the market quite well. As you can see right here, these are all trades that I took, and of course, proof of execution on all of these trades. These were all on the USD CAD, if I recall correctly. So coincidence? No, not really. And by the way, this one hit full TP as well. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the market actually does and how the market actually works, while a lot of people are again saying that this is completely impossible. So how? How do I do it? I will go into more depth and technicalities right after this little presentation. I think we're almost through all the slides here, but I just wanted to give you some background. And this right here is how I do it. I get to the charts around 1 p.m. my time, and that is almost 7 a.m. New York time, so you can reference it from there. And every day before 7 a.m. New York, and I mean every single day, right now for over a year, I think the community is a year and a half old, I have been posting the draw on liquidity that I predict, or the outlook that I predict in the Discord channel, and that is basically the analysis I do. So I come to the charts, I take around 2.2 minutes to go over what I think is going to happen on that day, and I stick to that. I will not take any trades that are deviating from that. No, I will explain live to you what I think is going to happen, and I will only take trades based off of that. Is it lucky, and am I just showing you a list of trades that really succeeded? No. As you can see, one of the members right here, Azat, which is someone who has been with us, I think, for around 3 to 2 months and has been booking very, very insane results. He, for example, noticed that the outlooks were almost correct to the pip here. So as you can see, this was the first outlook, and I'll zoom them in just a second. But the outlooks basically play out to the T. Like, incredible, right? Impossible. A lot of people are saying, well, I do this consistently with a 90% accuracy. So no, it's not impossible. Here we go. This is what I called in a video, because it's always going to be a video recording. He basically marked out what I thought was going to happen, the levels that I am looking at. And as you can see, he has got some very decent trades here as well. What happens? Boom. It actually plays out the way I said. And by the way, this trade right here, very proud of him that he took it. But as you can see, it is not luck, and it is happening consistently. So yes, I do trade it, and I trade it every single day. So right here, this ugly arrow, yes, I'm quite sloppy in my markup sometimes. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not here to visually please you. I'm here to actually teach people a lesson. So sometimes I will get sloppy and draw with the drawing tool on TradingView, yes. But as you can see right here, I marked out this level, and this dashed line right here is the indicator that I created for the community, by the way. So I was mentioning that I was going to be looking for shorts above this level. And I do mention this publicly. So literally, people sometimes just put their sell orders right here, leave a wide enough stop loss, and then trade runs to profit. It's not a signal. You enter based on your entry criteria, and always reference it to your confluences, of course. And again, always proof of execution. I never leave the proof of execution out. Always be there. And of course, this was a trade from a few days ago, but this one is from today, for example. So here you can see that I took a trade on gold. And as you can see, this trade on gold, I took 85% off at around 8 RR, which is around right here, I think. And that you can also see in the screenshots that I include right here. And I also took a loss on gold, which I, of course, always mention as well. So I'm not going to say that I have a 100% win rate, but my win rate is pretty high. And then, of course, another one that I took on GU, which was a shorted right here, and then let the market run to profit, which netted me around 3.5 R. Also pushed this into the community for everyone to see, with, of course, a little explanation as to what I was thinking. And those were the only 3 trades that I took today. So a loss on gold, and then a win on gold, and afterwards a win on GU. So very nice day for me. Very happy with that. Now I think it's time for some technicals because you've heard everything you wanted to hear about how I trade, the strategy. So now let's actually jump to the charts and go over some of the technicals. Alrighty, so here we are on the charts. Let me actually go over the trade that I took today and give you a little bit of an explanation as to what I was thinking. These are still the lines that I used in today's Outlook, by the way. I did not touch them. I only took my trade and basically never ever marked anything else up. I don't really do the markups for myself. I usually just do this to explain what I think is going to happen. I don't need to draw anymore. I think I draw these visually, call it intuition or experience. But let me quickly cover what I outlined this morning before the New York session. So I mentioned that we had a pretty critical high being swept. I'm not going to go into the details of everything, but trust me, this was a critical high right here. Smart money was looking at this, supply and demand traders were looking at this, violated that, had a really nice reaction. This reaction right here led to a liquidity purge and a tap into an imbalance. We then started moving to the upside, and as you can see, we left all of these relative equal highs right here. Then what I noticed is that we had pretty efficient pricing, meaning that a lot of people got stopped out and there was no need for price to move in either direction anymore. And as you can see, once that happened, price had a clean delivery to the level that I was basically watching, which are these two relative equal highs right here. We took those out, noticed the reversal, noticed my entry pattern. I entered and I exited a trade at around 8R, took 85% off, and the rest was basically running to this low because that could have just as well been taken out in my opinion. Of course, I did take a loss right here, and let me quickly cover that loss as well. Shorted this, had my stop loss right at that high, and then also was trying to target something lower. But as soon as I notice my exit criteria, of course, I do take an exit. Yeah, so this was the loss, and then this was the winner. Both were my full risk profile. As soon as I started to notice that price was giving me the signals to get out, I got out of the position. Simple as that. Let's now cover the trade that I took on GU. It's not this one. This one was from Friday. On Friday, I made a solid 10.2R with one single position. That was the only trade I took that day, and my pockets were filled, and I enjoyed my weekend. So right here, basically the same story. We go to the 15-minute here. We can see that price was at quite an extreme, and we had these relative equal highs put in right here and a lot of liquidity residing on the downside. Liquidity is quite an important factor for me. I then noticed that we took out those relative equal highs, went to lower time frame, and basically got a little bit of a late entry. My ideal entry, honestly, and where I wanted to execute but couldn't find my magic keys, was actually right here. As soon as we took out that low, and my stop loss would have been in the same position right here, targeting this level was good enough. I could have let it run. I'll explain in a second why. As you can see, it kind of should have been 6R if I was sharp enough today, but I wasn't. Let's blame the Monday, shall we? And then price beautifully ran to my TP. And here I decided to take my position off, not right there, but right here. As soon as I noticed that one of my confluences to exit was basically presenting itself. And that is how I trade. If you want to learn more about super technical stuff, I do have a lot on the channel right here. I also have a free Discord server that is filled with a ton of information. I do have some premium educative material available as well. If you're interested in that, it's mainly there because a lot of you guys have been asking. So feel free to check that out or don't. It's all up to you. But anyway, this is how I managed to make 160% return in 3.5 months. And yes, do this consistently every day. I'm not talking about the 160%, of course, but consistently approach the market, take trades, and follow my own system. All right, guys, that will conclude the video. I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, a comment about how you like this video. And if you want to see more videos like these in the future, make sure to subscribe. I can also recommend you to check out some of the other videos on my channel, like for example, the backtesting sessions, which a lot of people like. We have some backtesting sessions there with absolutely amazing statistics. But what I would appreciate most of all is that you come and join us in the Discord server and have a chat with us. That would be absolutely amazing. The trading community is toxic and lonely enough as is, so let's have a fun conversation in there. I hope to see you in there, and I hope to see you in the comment section. And other than that, guys, I wish you a very, very nice rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is. Take care, guys. Bye.